Welcome back to Gravity Rush. It's been an entire year between parts, apparently. How odd.
Between parts? No.
It only feels like that because my computer crashed. It wasn't actually a year. Jeez.
But, yeah, things went to shit while we were gone.
Stalin can't be that bad. Come on, give him a chance.
I mean, come on. How many people has he thrown in jail? 2, 10, 50,000. What?
If it were Fuhrer Bradley, then we'd be in trouble.
Who? I feel like this is
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh,
Full Metal Alchemist, yeah.
Oh.
Basically, he is not Hitler, except he's a homunculus or something. He's a different homunculus in the two different animes, too. It's kind of weird.
And his name is Fuhrer Bradley.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's like the least threatening name you could give your not Hitler. It's just like, okay, time for Dark Lord,
Jimmy.
Bradley is his last name. I forget what his first name is, though. In any case, his actual name is either Pride or Wrath, depending on which anime you're talking about.
Spoilers.
Well, I didn't spoil which one he is and which, so figure that out.
Fair enough. But yeah, we have another side mission to do. Huzzah.
What, does it involve ice cream or cake? Or,
No, sadly. That was much earlier.
Who's the guy with the goatee?
That would be Stalin.
Stalin.
That will be our Stalin.
Oh, okay, so here's a question. The
Wait,
side
is this
mission...
a flashback? This is a
Apparently.
flashback.
No, it's not.
No, the posters vanished. She said this was like after the snake rabbits or something.
Yeah, it involves them, but... No, it's...
No,
it's...
she was like reflecting that this is like something that happened shortly after that.
Oh,
or
okay,
something.
maybe it is
Yeah,
then.
so this whole thing is a flashback, so that's why the portrait has...
Okay, that's Okay, that's why it's DLC then. Gotcha.
Yeah, okay,
Weird place to put it then.
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask, like, okay, what happens to missions that you skip earlier in the game and go back to later? Does stuff happen? And I guess the answer is yes, stuff does. They have you go back in time as opposed to writing them in such a way that
I
you
missed
can
that
do them.
completely in our previous take when I remarked that it seemed kind of lazy that they were using this portrait here instead of giving him his military uniform that we just saw him wearing. But well, if it's a flashback, that's obviously intentional. So I should pay more attention and maybe stop closing my eyes so much when I yawn.
Lewis, you're ruining our unprofessional name here by admitting that we did a second take. All right, man. We have an appearance to not keep. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That made sense.
Sure.
Family of
Family of
hoppers
hoppers and slitherers. Just a prayer. Okay. Also, why was the fortune teller's name Aki? That's kind of a weird random name to give this kind of character. I don't get it.
The developer was a fan of Spirits Within.
What?
Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
I haven't seen that in however long.
It's the name of the protagonist.
Well, nobody else did
That's why I
either.
know
That's
that.
why it lost Sony like millions of dollars.
Oh, Aki Ross. Yeah, I forgot about her. You know, the weirdest thing about that movie wasn't even in the movie. It's just like, for some reason, they have this render of her in this, like, sort of dominatrix leather outfit that was on, like, little slips of paper that, like, were like, packaged with Final Fantasy X or something. And I it's like, why? It has nothing in the game
You
looks
want to
like
know?
this.
You want to know why? Because they knew the exact reason why everybody bought Final Fantasy X too. Because
It wasn't 10-2, it was 10-1. The original 10. The one with the guy...
Are you sure it was a domination thing? I remember they're putting out
that's just a lazy description on my part. It's just sort of a tight leather outfit that's
I
designed to look
remember
sexy.
them releasing a photo spread with her in a bikini because, you know, she was one of the most realistic CGI characters designed at the time.
That makes a weird sort of sense. The weird costume in the advertisements, I don't get. Nothing in the movie has any bearing on that. She's not even a character who does, like, super sexy things. She has a generic romance plot. That's about it.
it was the early 2000s, and people had a big fetish for leather back then. I mean, like, people still do, but, like, it was the thing then, you know.
Huh. Okay.
They're probably running BDSM joints right now.
It's just a weird, really weird ass ad that I don't really get the reasoning for. I mean, yeah, well, sex sells. I know that much, but I mean, like, why that ad for this particular character in this movie? Bleh. Especially since the whole thrust of that, the whole thrust of Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within was that it was like super realistic for the time. I mean, it kind of has that David Cage Heavy Rain effect, where none of the animation or voice acting really works for that, and it just kind of winds up hitting an uncanny valley. But that was what they were going for, and that advertisement just seemed to really clash with that idea.
So I've never watched it. Does that movie even have anything to do with Final Fantasy at all?
The planet has a spirit. And there's a guy named Sid, although it's spelled with an S and not a C, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. Is that the outfit you're referring to, Lewis? I posted it in the Discord.
Oh,
we could probably put it
let
on
me
the
see.
video, too.
Yeah, that would be the one. That's exactly the one.
What's with the shoulder pads?
I don't remember the shoulder pad being there before. I do not remember the shoulder pad being there before. But yeah, that's the render.
Man,
there wasn't a background.
You know, want to know what I find the sexiest thing in the entire universe? Football linebackers. Yeah.
I don't remember the shoulder pad being there before. That kind of looks like an edit, but I could be misremembering. It's been years since I saw that little slip of paper. It was in like my copy of Final Fantasy X or something from when I was.
It is literally her
PS2
scientist outfit. Only her midriff is exposed.
Huh.
Yeah.
That and she's not wearing a bra,
and it's black.
Apparently.
Yeah, she's not wearing a bra too, yeah. So it's also really cold in there.
Yeah, well, I don't get it. Maybe
hold the phone. If she's wearing leather, that means that her nipples have to be made out of diamonds in order to poke through that, though.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I just had the thought that maybe that render is from like an earlier version of the movie where they were going for a more fantastical aesthetic and decided halfway through that they wanted everyone to look kind of realistic.
Nah, someone put her in leather for the fan service.
The only really memorable thing about that movie is that is that the bad guy was voiced by what's his name, James Wood or something.
James Woods.
James Woods, yeah.
James Woods.
James
Yes,
Woods.
the guy who obviously did the voice of Hades. Him, like the most, like probably the fifth most recognizable voice in all of voice acting. So yeah.
Cool.
You're falling on purpose, right?
Well, I thought there was a way through. There isn't.
You know that. To be fair, sometimes you deal with that too, where it's just like you think you see a way through, and it's like, no, no, you don't.
In Gravity Rush, sometimes you can do things on purpose that look like complete accidents. Like, oh no, my gravity powers failed me, and now I'm falling to my death.
Well, it's like she has no fucking grace in her flying.
And then, that's half the charm of the game, but still.
Why are we carrying around a bomb?
Because you have to get it defused because they just put it there.
There's a giant
Pit?
bottomless pit. You can chuck that thing down. I think that's a lot more safe than carrying it around very, very high.
No,
like the
no,
gravity,
no, no. What if it's nuclear?
The gravity powers can mess with that thing's inside and cause it to go off at any second.
That's true. The other thing, though, is that if you drop it down into the abyss, it might end up where those kids were, and it's been a year. So who knows who the hell's gotten themselves trapped down there since then? You might kill someone by accident and never even know it.
Well, hasn't it? Well, technically, if time goes by slower, then wouldn't we only have been gone for like 5 minutes? Then by this point.
Kind of works differently. But...
Okay. So the terrorist group's name is Alias, right? So
no, that's the guy.
I just thought about like the most Looney Tunes possible outcome of dropping the bomb down the bottomless pit into the abyss. Okay, you get trapped down there again, like a week later, and the bomb is waiting for you and explodes.
Hey, let's throw the bomb at these pigeons. Those guys are assholes. They deserve it.
Well, yeah, they kind of are.
Well, they're going to lead us to where we need to go because fortune telling.
I mean, I wash my car like right before parking outside John's place for the convention, and no sooner do I get back from that trip than I find my car has been shat on by like 16 different birds while it's waiting out there.
And I swore vengeance ever since.
I mean, what do they do for
I
society?
call this
anyway?
Operation Kill All Birds.
I mean, all
That's
birds.
you joke about that, but there is a character in Dragon Age Origins, Shale, the golem, who has a murderous grudge against all birds because Shale is a stone golem and was stuck immobile in the middle of a village for years, with birds perching on her and shitting on her, and she just, like, every time the game has a chance, it reminds you of how much she hates birds.
Well, that's actually kind of a charming sort of thing. Like, does the golem look like a normal person, or does it look like...
No, it's this big hulking stone mass that was designed to be a weapon.
Oh, okay.
It's one of Dragon Age Origins' more interesting characters. So, well, it's a DLC character, but, you know, in any version of the game that you buy now, it'll probably be included anyway, so... yeah.
Is it one of those DLC characters that you can get earlier on in the story and then keep with you, or is it one of those that's, like, endgame, and you only get...
well, Dragon Age Origins lets you choose most of the game's main areas right from the start after you get through the opening area, so... endgame is literally just the last area.
Oh, okay. So if you replayed the game, then you could get that character whenever you wanted, basically. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, you know, after you get through the big, longer opening sections. Oh, here we are again.
Yep, we had to bring the guy to the bomb because Alias somehow got the bomb inside the wall.
Wait. What? Weren't we just holding on? We turned our back for 5 seconds, and you let that happen? Wow.
Oh, did you get the bomb stuck in the wall again?
No. Maybe. Yeah.
Wait, how do you know where the Gravity Queen story began?
Because it's where we had like our first like public appearance sort of thing, not so much where the game began.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I think I may be misremembering.
Has he seen the game's script? You've been watching BrainScratch commentaries, haven't you?
Nobody
Cheater.
can know that I watch BrainScratch commentaries. You must die.
You must die.
I'll never live that shame down.
Yeah, you never would.
Too late.
Hold on, I know
We all
that there's a bomb that's going to explode and destroy the city, but these gems are really shiny, and I want them. So.
More like I'm trying to remember where to go exactly.
Oh yeah, because there's no... Hey, well, hold on.
It will tell you eventually.
Hey, we literally drop our shit into the children's village down there, because I just noticed the sewer pipe empties down below, so, you know, they can handle a bomb or two, probably.
Well, the kids are not there anymore, so... Oh, we know they're down there now because it's Flashback, right?
Yeah, you know, and see, since we, as the player, know that in the future they're going to be down there, they're down there and they're safe, we can know that the bomb won't kill them, so we can drop it down there without our consciences feeling bad.
Well, that's something, I guess.
We know that, but Kat does.
Yeah, but Kat's a video game character with no will of her own, so, you know.
None of us are real.
I mean, he's not wrong.
She doesn't really seem to have much of that even within the story sometimes.
I can't wait to see everyone's look on their face.
It is where the game started.
It is where the game started. Alias, what the fuck? How did you know that? How did he know that?
Yeah.
Maybe Alias is the cat. I mean, not cat, but like the Dusty.
Right, passwords.
Passwords.
1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
0000 and 0001
0002.
2.
How many more do we have? 9,996. Crap, we're going to be here a while. Okay.
How does he know so much?
We will find out.
I can't really tell what you're choosing.
Well, then you'll have to figure it out yourself. I mean, they're not exactly hard. We did it.
Oh, is he our creepy fanboy?
Yes, he is. He's dressed up as Alias to get our attention.
Oh. Ew, that's gross.
Yes, it is.
God, I hope he's not
Girl
supporting my
feeling
Patreon.
vulnerable. You paying attention here?
Okay, so guys, fellas, you want to get a lady to be impressed by you, okay? Here's what you do. You dress up as her archenemy, you threaten to blow up the city, you sneak into her room, and then you send her riddles, and she'll fall head over heels for you. Okay? That's how it works.
Well, she will fall head over heels because she's flying around, but...
See? I told you, it works.
Do we ever find out what the deal with that fucking doll is?
It's just something the fortune teller uses.
So...
Does she ever fix it?
No.
Oh, damn.
You know, I'm getting flashbacks to that one Batman the Animated Series villain who has a doll that talks for them.
Scarface.
Yeah, the Scarface.
that's
The
the one.
ventriloquist.
The ventriloquist, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Scarface is the name of the dummy.
Yeah.
And then he gets better and becomes the mailroom office worker for Wayne Enterprises.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he gets rehabilitated and Bruce Wayne hires him to be like an office worker.
Keep your friends close. and
What,
your
the
enemies
ventriloquist
closer.
or the
The
Scarface?
ventriloquist.
Oh, damn it, I thought it was Scarface.
Didn't Scarface show up in a museum at one point in the Arkham games?
Yes.
No, he gets rehabilitated as the mail.
He becomes the mailroom clerk. Yeah, we got transported to another area of town, thankfully. But, yeah, it's not exactly hard because it drops you off right here.
Did you ever find yourself, in, especially in your first playthrough, getting lost because of the visual design and all that sort of
Yeah, all the time. Everything looks very similar, so...
And there's no. I noticed there's no real mini map.
No.
How good is the normal map for navigating? Because
Normal map's fine. It's not particularly good, but it works.
do they have a more zoomed in map? Because the only one that I remember seeing is the one in the pause screen.
No,
Which
it's
is-
just the one in the pause screen. The thing is, the second game does get a much better map system.
Okay, that's good.
You have to remember this is in a handheld originally.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not really going to get much of a map on a single screen handheld.
Well, I mean, for when
they
you're
could-
walking
they could-
around,
they could have added one,
sure, but in the pause screen, you can have a decent map. So, I mean, granted, yeah, you'll have more real estate to put a better mini map on a PlayStation 4 game as opposed to a Vita game, but at least when you're pausing, you can have a decent map.
It's not as if a Vita game couldn't have had a decent minimap. The screen resolution was more than good enough for it.
Well, it's more about the screen size as opposed to the resolution. Like, you can make it look good, but it would still be hard to see because the Vita screen.
The Vita screens was quite a bit bigger than a lot of other screens for handhelds, though.
I think it's perfectly feasible. I think it depends on the design of the mini map or just the map itself.
I mean, the Vita screen really only outdone in terms of size by tablets and the Switch.
And the Switch did come out.
Yeah,
a
it was pretty big.
Good
While
couple
after.
years later. Yeah.
And all the more reason why I'm so fucking disappointed. It never got enough support.
You know what? I knew from the moment they announced it that this was going to happen because it's the exact same thing that happened with the PlayStation Portable.
Well, no, but see, the thing, at least with the PlayStation Portable, you're testing waters for the first time because it was Sony's first handheld. I would think that they would learn from that.
Well, the thing is that for a brief while, the PlayStation Portable looked like it might outdo Nintendo at their own game and be the more popular handheld, and then nope, the DS suddenly soared in popularity after Pokemon and New Super Mario Brothers, and the PlayStation could just never come back. And so, as soon as Vita got that tiny little bit of extra momentum at the beginning of the last handheld cycle, I suppose is what you can call it, and the 3DS was struggling, I knew, okay, as soon as the 3DS steps up its game, the Vita's done. Like, I knew that was exactly what was going to happen, and it was exactly what happened. I mean, granted...
PSP also had piracy problems, though.
Yeah, the PSP is, from what I hear, like, the best emulation machine that you could possibly buy, so it does have that going for it, at least. It's not its intended purpose, but it's something.
Yeah,
But it pushes units.
I mean, granted, with that said, I still want, maybe not necessarily Sony, but I still want game companies to continue making handhelds.
I don't think they are at this point because it's been, 30 years next year when the Game Boy first came out, and no one's been able to do a damn thing to Nintendo as far as handhelds
But
go.
that's not a good thing, though, is the thing. Competition drives...
No, I agree. It's just a matter of what company in the right mind's even going to bother at this point.
I don't know. Like, the only one I can think of, because I doubt that Sony is going to try again. Maybe
honest-
Microsoft, but I don't see that either.
To be honest, though, like, pretty much every attempt to have a direct competitor to Nintendo's handhelds has failed.
Yeah, basically all
back,
of them.
Back in the Game Boy days, like, what was it? We had the Game Gear,
Well,
which...
we were making fun of the Lynx earlier in this whole playthrough.
Well, yeah, but those hardly count. The big one was the Game Gear when the Game Boy was out, and that boasted, hey, we can do colored things, but
we can do colored and backlights.
Colored
Yeah, and you
backlights,
only
yeah.
have to get 16 AA batteries for a half-hour charge.
Hey, 15.
Oh,
He's not wrong, though. That was the main problem.
and I
The
mean,
goddamn battery life.
nowadays though, you're lucky if your Switch has 3 hours on it. So,
And they very briefly tried to turn the Genesis into competition for it with the Sega Nomad, but that
Why'd
had
they do
its
that?
own issues. Battery life being one of them, but also the fact of the matter is the games were these big ass chunky cartridges, so it wasn't
And the
exactly
Nomad
the
itself
most-
was a fucking lunchbox.
Yeah.
But you're going to get one anyway at some point, John.
Yeah, I do, because...
because you're a shill.
well, it's also... actually, hold on a second. Price of Sega Nomad.
$150. That's my guess.
All right. But what about you guys? Without cheating.
Probably go for about, I want to say 85.
Yeah, Ryan says 85. Lewis?
I'm gonna just go with an even 100 and hope I'm closer to
This fucking price is right. I know.
151.
here.
Oh, you asshole.
All right. I'm going to use Amazon as a basis, not eBay. And let's see here.
Drum roll, please.
Lowest prices is $172.
Yeah, I win! Dun, 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 dun. Ba, 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 da.
You won this fine dining set.
At least none of you were that $1 betting douchebag.
Rice-A-Roni. Oh, man.
Oh, that's the San Fran treat.
What in the hell?
Yeah, it's our Stalker guy.
What in the hell?
It's fucking Ron Weasley.
Yeah, he dressed up to get our attention because he's a massive idiot.
Yeah, like I
What?
told you, become pretend to be a terrorist, and all the ladies will come after you with batons.
What
And they'll be
in
policewomen,
the-
but they'll still be coming after you. So that was your.
What in the hell? What? Why? What?
Now we're fulfilling his fantasy.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, so that's draw distance. Okay, so for a moment, the game said drop, and it looked like you were over the pit to me.
No, I'm also upside down.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that's just this game in a nutshell, but it was just like, are we dropping him down the pit? Get the things, Ryan! No, Ryan, there were gems.
Listen, you wouldn't want to fly with your Stalker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
get
I
it
want
over,
gems.
Yeah, maybe I should have dropped
Should
him.
have dropped him.
No, it's not your fault, Cat. He's just
It's not your fault at all.
he's a mess.
Never blame yourself
Remember,
for having a Stalker.
remember, kids. If someone with a crush on you decides to
What?
to dress up
in
as
the-
a terrorist and threaten the city, that's not your fault. That's their fault.
Yeah.
What in the
100%.
hell?
And sucks for
in
this
the-
kid. Womp womp.
What the hell?
So that's the end of that chapter.
So what do we get for doing that DLC mission?
Doing it lets us keep the cat costume.
Oh, cool. So then what do you get for the DLC that you get to use the cat costume for before?
I forget.
Oh.
So completing the Stalker mission gives you the fetish outfit.
What the hell, man?
We broke Lewis.